Welcome back to Volunteer State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee for second game of today's doubleheader between the Green Jays of Jackson State and the Pioneers of Volunteer State. Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visiting Green Jays, Garrett Bird back in center field, and leading off Jacob Bryant playing second base and batting second. Michael Bell batting third and playing third. Chris Godwin at first base, cleanup hitter Josiah Binford in right field, batting fifth. Jake Hearn will be on the mound and bat sixth. Robert Matano, the left fielder, batting seventh. Michael Romagno, the catcher, and he will bat eighth. And Wyatt Hemingway, with his first appearance, will bat ninth and play shortstop. And for the Pioneers, leading off again, Ethan Huddleston back at shortstop. Jake Burris in center field batting second. Landon Gotze hitting in the three-hole, playing first base. Jace Mizell batting fourth in right field. Carter Vrabel at third base batting fifth. Landon Luderman is the DH for head coach Jim McGuire here in game two of the doubleheader. He'll bat sixth. Matt Hall back at second base batting seventh, and Braden Vineyard behind the plate, batting eighth. And Jacob Messer out in left field, batting ninth, and on the mound for the Pioneers, freshman left-hander Parker White from Knoxville, Tennessee, Knoxville West High School. Parker on for his 10th appearance of the year, 9th start, has a 4-3 record. One complete game, 38 and a third innings. Giving up 37 hits, 19 runs, 16 earned, walked 12, struck out 32 batters, has a 3.76 ERA. As you see, the Pioneers in their baby blues have taken the field for game number two. Home plate umpire Devin Flanagan and Wayne Seeley out on the bases. Here the Pioneers have taken the first two games of the series in mercy rule fashion, 13-3 yesterday in 6 innings, and another game in 6 innings, 15-5, both 10-rule ball games. Jace Mizell is our right rug flooring player of the game in game one today. The game one player of the game, Landon Gotze, yesterday. Both players with single, double, and home run in their respective player of the game games. Jace Mizell hit his 14th home run of the year, which prior to today he was tied, might have been tired too, with Daniel Ortiz, third baseman for the Walters State Senators. See if I can find a box score for Walters State. They are hosting Chattanooga State today. I don't know what inning this game is in, but I do see a 3-1 score for Walters State. Well, they won game one 16-1. See if Ortiz went. He did not. So Jace Mizell will have the home run lead right now as we are set for action. Garrett Bird leading off as he has in the first two games. Helicopter still out here, and we are set to go at 3:00 Central Time. First pitch swinging out to center field. Jake Burris will slide on his keister, but not be able to make that play as that ball drops into right center field for a base hit. Jace Mizell backing up the play, able to get the ball back in and keep Garrett Bird at first base.
Jacob Bryant.
Jacob Bryant moving up in the batting order. Looks at a first pitch in there for a called strike. Bryant was 1 for 3 with an RBI in first game today. Fouls that one off to the right side. White quickly ahead as assistant coach Hayden Tapper, a late arrival to the third base coach's box. Careful here to Bryant. 0-2 pitch. Sails high and away to Braden Vineyard, who's catching Parker White. Vineyard behind the plate for game 1 of the series yesterday. Jacob Messer out on left, Jake Burris in center, and Jace Mizell, 3 J's in the outfield. Jace Mizell out in right. 1-2, breaking pitch misses. Count now goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carter Vrabel at third, Ethan Huddleston at short, Matt Hall at second, Landon Gotze at first base, and as I mentioned, Braden Vineyard behind the plate. Sophomore catcher, was the number 3 catcher a year ago, now has moved up to the number 1 slot. Throw over to first base. Garrett Bird back in time. Bird has been on base a ton. All but 2 plate appearances. So that's 6 out of 8. Fastball misses low and inside. Well, the Full Count Ministries full count. Alumni Day here at Pioneer Field in the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Bobby Hudson, the athletic director over there, grilling hamburgers and hot dogs, and so far had about a dozen alumni show up. There's a full count foul ball. Game 1 full count first pitch foul balls, 5 out of 6. Now 1 for 1 here in game 2. Stay tuned after the game for the Right Rug Flooring Player of the Game. Could it be somebody other than Landon Gotze or Jace Mizell, who seem to be taking that award a lot? There's another full count foul ball. Caleb Hawkins and Drew Webster were Right Rug Flooring Players of the Game in game 2 against Lake Area Academy. Jace Mizell picked up the honor in game 1. Colin Athey got it in game 3 against Southwest Tennessee. Runner goes. Another pitch fouled off to the right side. And Garrett Bird will head back to first base. Home plate umpire Devin Flanagan says, "Need some more baseballs? I only have 2. The 3-2 pitch coming, and that will hit Bryant. So instead of drawing a walk, he will draw a bruise. Hit by a pitch. And the first 2 batters have reached here in the top of the first inning. Just getting started here in game 2. Braden Vineyard will go out to the mound to talk to Parker White, try to settle him down. Michael Bell steps in wearing a big brace. I don't remember him wearing that brace. Did he have that on, Tyler? Has he the whole time? I didn't remember him wearing that, but he was limping. I thought there's no way in the world that he's going to be in the ball game. But there he is in the 3 hole, and he's actually moved to third base in from his left field position.
Not bad. Number 9, Michael Bell.
Not sure what's going on with that, but he is in the box and ready to go. Parker White looking for a ground ball. Throw back to second base is a little bit wild. They had the runner possibly picked off as Huddleston had plenty of daylight. Got to remember to quit switching off that camera. You got a better look at it on this zoom camera any play at second base. Huddleston had the daylight. Birds has a pretty good lead. Moving back to second base. Breaking pitch curves around the plate for ball one. Another square around, and the pitch not close to the plate. Parker White is having a tough top of the first inning already. Somebody loosening in the Pioneer bullpen. A right-hander, it looks like it might be Tanner Bumbelow, and there is a failed attempt at a bunt on a high pitch. Michael Bell 1 for 3 in yesterday's game and 1 for 4 in game one of the doubleheader. On deck, Chris Godwin, the first baseman. Swinging a foul ball straight back. Thanks for joining us on YouTube and Twitter, the Vol State Sports Network. Pioneers will be on the road next weekend at Cleveland State. There will be no midweek game this week. Cleveland State on Friday, and then for one game, a doubleheader. That ball is yanked on the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble. And it is a foul ball. That ball was hit a long way. Wind not blowing out quite like it was in game one. As I say that, the flag lifts up and starts heading out a little bit toward left center field. Michael Bell does not have a home run on the year. And a balk is called. Both runners will move up. Not sure exactly what he did, but base umpire Wayne Seeley is standing about 15, 20 feet away from Parker White right now, so whatever he did, like the patrolman was right on him. Another pitch yanked into the parking lot to the left. Breaking pitch. A base hit should score 2. Garrett Bird reached on a bloop single in the right center field. Jacob Bryant hit by a pitch on a full count. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. A pitch at the knees. Parker White needed that one. That's the first out. And Chris Godwin steps to the plate. 6 foot, 200-pound freshman from Covington, Tennessee.
Now batting, number 22, Chris Godwin.
Godwin 0 for 6 on the series. Cleanup hitter in each of the 3 games. He looks at a breaking pitch right down the can. Strike 1. So White now looking for a pop-up in the infield or another strikeout. Try to keep these runners from scoring or a ground ball right back to him. Another fastball in there for a called strike. Parker White seems to have been rejuvenated after the balk call. On deck, Josiah Binford. Breaking pitch swung on and missed, and that's exactly what Parker White was looking for, a strikeout. Now 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Binford with his first action. A Murfreesboro, Tennessee native, went to Rockvale High School. He is playing in game number 17 of the year. Not sure how many of those as a pitcher or a batter. And he drives one out to center field, but Jake Burris is back, and he will make the catch for out number 3. Parker White gets the job done after allowing the first 2 batters to reach. Retires the next 3. Strikeout, strikeout, line out. and leaves 2 runners on base. After a half an inning, no score. Vol State coming to the plate. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Back for the bottom of the first inning at Pioneer Field on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. Jake Hearn gets the start here in Game 3 of the series, his 11th appearance, and it is his 5th start of the year as a 1-5 record, one complete game, 39 2/3 innings, giving up 54 hits, 43 runs, 38 earned. Walked 11, struck out 26, an 8.62 ERA. He will face Ethan Huddleston, Jake Burris, and Landon Godsey here in the bottom of the first. Huddleston a couple hits in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Swings awkwardly at that inside fastball. Doubled and singled. Also hit into a fielder's choice and walk, scored 3 runs in his first game back since Game 2 of the series against Southwest Tennessee down in Millington. Jake Hearn out on the mound. 6 foot, 180-pound freshman from Henning, Tennessee. Attended Ripley High School. He is a hitter and a pitcher. He was on deck when Binford lined out to the center fielder to end the first inning. Huddleston now looking at a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Sun is back out from behind the clouds. We have reached 80 degrees. There's a slider that misses low and outside. Brings us to a full count. Ministries full count. Ball 4 to Huddleston. He reaches again. Jake Burris, who walked 4 times in Game 1, also had a single on base 5 out of 5 times, scored 3 times. Came in hitting .297. That's crept up just a bit. That pitch misses high. Jackson State walked 9 batters and hit 2 in Game 1 of the doubleheader, so that's 11 free bases. Pioneers picked up 13 hits in that game. There's a swing and a miss. That ball's fouled off to the right side. Heads up, Bobby Hudson. Right off the pavilion roof where Coach Hudson is grilling, and that's not him going after that. It must be one of the alumni that's down there. That ball actually went into a door that just slightly opened. 1-2 strike pitch. There's another one. That'll get even farther away from the field. That's on the other side of the trees right down on the right field line. Count remains 1-2 strikes. On deck, Landon Godsey, the first baseman. Huddleston leads off of first. Probably not going to do a lot of running. There's a ground ball to second. Bryant over to Hemingway at shortstop. They get the lead runner for out number 1. Jacob Bryant played third base in game 1 of the doubleheader. Moved over to second. Michael Bell now at third base. And Wyatt Hemingway, a local young man from Hendersonville Beach High School. Landon Godsey steps in. Pops that one up to right field. Binford out there. He comes in, loses his hat. And Garrett Bird steals that ball away from his right fielder, Josiah Binford, who was standing underneath that ball for 15 seconds. Garrett Bird not winning friends and influencing people right there, as he had to make a running catch. So that's an F8 that ends up being right in front of the right fielder. Jace Mizell steps in, the leading home run hitter in the TCCAA right now, at least through game 1 of today's doubleheader for both Walters State and Vol State. Ortiz did not hit one. Mizell started to go on that letter-high fastball, but holds up, and a pitch is called a ball or a strike. Count now goes 2 balls and a strike. Mizell with his 14th home run in the first inning of game 1. 2-run shot. A no-doubter out of here to left field. Pops that one up. It might be playable down that right field line. Godwin gets over to the fence and just gets over for strike 2. Mizell homered, doubled, and then singled in his first 3 plate appearances in game 1, then hit a sacrifice fly, had 4 RBIs in game 1 today, 3 RBIs in yesterday's contest, so 7 for the series so far, and trying to pick up 1, possibly 2 in this at-bat. That pitch in the dirt. We'll have a full count. Ministries full count. Carter Vrabel, roommate of Jace Mizell, standing on deck. Two outs, 1 on. In the bottom of the first inning, Ball State scored 3 in the first as the runner is going on the pitch. Ball 4, second walk of the inning by Jake Hearn, the freshman right-hander. Carter Vrabel steps in. That pink right arm sleeve goes well with those baby blue tops. Pioneers, an anonymous donor gifted to Vol State. 2 on, 2 out. Vrabel hits a ground ball in the hole to shortstop Hemingway, and he throws to first base. And Carter Vrabel beats out the infield single. Hemingway made the wrong decision there. to go to first base. Even with a bad knee, Vrabel beats that one out. Hemingway had the play right in front of him. Could have thrown right over to third base to Michael Bell to get the force out, but he does not. That'll be scored an infield single. Jake Burris moves over to third base, and Mizell down to second. Landon Luderman will get an at-bat with the bases loaded. Several chances in game one of the doubleheader with bases loaded, but nobody hit a long ball. Landon Luderman hits a easy tapper to Hemingway, who steps on the base for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left on base. Scheduled for 7 here in game 2. Pioneers looking for the sweep of Jackson State. You're watching Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. Heading to the top of the second inning, and the pitcher for Jackson State, Jake Hearn, steps to the box. Will face Parker White, left-handed freshman from Knoxville West. And he will knock the first pitch he sees out to right field. Jace Mizell will handle that in running fashion. One pitch, 1 out. And Hearn will go back to the dugout and rest up for his next inning of pitching. Robert Matano steps into the box. Robert, a 6'1" freshman, 200 pounds, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, but apparently he went to Science Hill High School, which is, I think, up in Johnson City. A long way away from Murfreesboro, so he must have moved. Count now from Parker White, now 1-1. Tano did not play in game 1 of the doubleheader, but did get into yesterday's game. There's a called strike. And probably the father of Robert Matano hollering as Matano struck out in yesterday's contest. He came in to pinch hit for Jared Gurdon. Struck out swinging in the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Matano, M-A-T-A-N-O. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, says Devin Flanagan, and that's a caught looking. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. 3rd strikeout for White. Doesn't throw hard, but hits spots when he's going well. That's what he is doing, is hitting spots. Michael Romagno steps to the plate. Was the catcher for game 1. And Braden Vineyard took a bite of that one. You better be tough if you want to put the catching gear on, because you're going to get nicked up. reached out, poked down the right field line, but it will go foul. Magno was 1 for 3 in yesterday's ball game. Had a single to right field. Dumped one right down the line. Kind of like that right there. There's a breaking pitch in for a called strike. He just reached out and served one about 4 feet fair down that right field line. Nobody on, 2 outs. We're in the top of the second inning, just getting started in game 2. There is strike 3 called. Romagno, the catcher, should know that now's not the time to be saying too much. But the second backwards K in the book for the inning, third one for the ball game, and a 1-2-3 inning. Pioneers coming to the plate. You're watching Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. Lady Pioneers take 4 from the Lady Green Jays as they win game 2, 8-1. Expect to see some of the Lady Pioneers showing up here at the baseball game soon. They usually come up from a other side of campus, just as the baseball team yesterday. There were about 5 or 6 pitchers that I saw over there as I went over to the softball complex to watch the last 4 innings of their game 2. Matt Hall steps up to lead off the bottom of the second inning. First pitch swinging, and that eats up third baseman Michael Bell. Matt Hall will reach on an error. First game that Bell has played at third base in this series. Couple hopper that just apparently stayed down below where Bell thought it was going to be. Braden Vineyard steps to the plate. He swings at the first pitch, gets a easier play for Bell, throws to second base, out at second and out at first base. A 5-4-3 double play erases that error, so 2 pitches produces 2 outs. So Jacob Messer steps in with a clean slate. Nobody on, 2 outs. And he was a ball anyway, but the cardinal sin would be to swing at the third pitch of the inning. Fourth pitch is a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matt Hall swung the first pitch he saw, hit a ground ball. It got through Bell. Then the next pitch was swung on and grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. Messer swings through that one. Now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, leadoff batter Ethan Huddleston. Messer from Memphis. Went to Memphis University School. A redshirt sophomore. left fielder playing in game number 17 of the year. And he will take a look at a full count Ministries full count. Has 4 hits, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs. Looking to have a big game here. Swings and lifts one out to shallow left center field. That might drop, and it will, as left fielder and center fielder crash into each other. Messer will slide head first just for the fun of it, as the late throw gets into the base. So a double for Jacob Messer. Not sure if we got a view there. We don't. Athletic trainer Justin McKinney has been busy. He trots out the left field along with assistant coach Hayden Tapper. Garrett Bird and Robert Matano were both going for it. Neither one of them were close enough really to catch it, but both, I think, were trying to get it off the first hop. And they collided. Both went down. I got my best binocular guy on the job as I reach for my binoculars, Devin Thrain. Now you go ahead. Tell me you be the reporter. Give me a idea. I want names, numbers. Now you're looking at. What are you checking out? Some girl? He's looking at some girl in the stands. It's left center field, Devin. Not the right field bleachers. Okay, but they're both up, right? So the center fielder is being checked out by Justin McKinney. Looks like a lower body injury that McKinney is looking at. Hopefully there's no big problem here. That's a good-looking player out there, Garrett Bird, who's had a very, very good series. Of course, he can go get everything, and maybe that's why Josiah Binford didn't try to catch that fly ball that Garrett Bird ran in front of him in right field. Robert Matano, the left fielder, it's his first action, I believe, out in left field. He did come in and pinch hit. He went to right field, actually. It looks like both will stay in the ball game. A 2-out double for Jacob Messer as he drops one in left center field. Moves up to second base as the outfielders collided. So looks like they're okay. We will continue with Ethan Huddleston stepping to the plate with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Jake Hearn out on the mound. Bird out in center field, still hobbling around, just now put his glove back on. There's a fastball in there for a called strike at the knees. Ethan Huddleston from right here in Gallatin, Tennessee. A Gallatin High School graduate. In 2020, the COVID year, lost his senior year of high school due to COVID, as I guess probably everybody on this roster lost that year in some form or fashion in their high school career. Obviously, college players lost it as well, so hopefully we're done with the pandemic. There's a ground ball, 2 hops to Hemingway. He picks and sidearm delivery over to first base. Gets Ethan Huddleston for out number 3. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We're through 2. There is no score. Be right back after this short break. Thanks for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network, YouTube and Twitter. Wyatt Hemingway will get his first at-bat of the weekend, leading off, the number 9 hitter playing shortstop. Freshman, 5'8", 170 pounds, from right here in Hendersonville, Tennessee, attended Beach High School. Looks at a first pitch strike from Parker White. That pitch just a little bit too far out. Parker White had a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Fly out and 2 strikeouts. There's a called strike at the letters. Hemingway playing in game number 14, hitting .320. 8 hits and 25 at-bats, and he will look at ball 2. One extra base hit, 1 RBI, has walked 10 times, a .528 on base average. And he is 1 pitch away from getting his 11th walk of a full count. Ministries full count. White has not walked a batter yet, but he did plunk a batter on ball 4. And strike 3 called at the letters again. Another strikeout looking. That's 3 in a row. Home plate umpire Devin Flanagan either has a huge zone or Parker White is fooling the Green Jay hitters. Pioneers have moved to 26-17 overall and 10-10 in conference play, looking to get over the 500 mark. Garrett Bird steps in there. He's the center fielder that collided with left fielder Robert Matano. Down in the count 0-2. So he swings through that changeup. He dropped a single into right center field to lead off the ball game. Was stranded at third base as Parker White retired 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. Strikeout, strikeout, line out. No one warming now in the Pioneer bullpen. Tanner Bumbelow has taken a break. Parker White settled in. There's another ball that's fisted out to right field, but Jace Mizell will come in and collect that one for out number 2. Soft hit line drive out to right field. And now Garrett Bird has been retired 3 times.
Now batting, number 10.
Out of 9. Jacob Bryant hit with a pitch on a full count. Looks at a breaking pitch for a called strike. Bryant, 6 foot, 190 pound freshman from Medina, Tennessee. He and Garrett Bird and Michael Bell, all from Medina. Is that pitch, that miss? I didn't see it. I'm going to say 2 balls and a strike. There we go. 2 balls and 1 strike as home plate umpire Devin Flanagan puts the numbers up. Fouled toward the dugout. The line-to-line screens that in front of the dugout, along with the padding, protected those Green Jay players. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That one sails way high. Vineyard loses his mask, reaching for that one. And Vineyard, not a little guy. Bryant will face another full count. Ministries full count. Last time he got hit with this pitch and won't get hit with this one. Lines one out to left field. Messer goes back and makes the over-the-shoulder catch for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. That is 9 in a row set down by Parker White. Head to the bottom of the third, still no score here at the Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. You're watching Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. The pride of Grove City stepping to the plate. Jake Burris. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Stranded at third base in the first inning.
Now batting, number 14, Jake Burris.
Pioneers had bases loaded with 2 out, but could not pitch or push a run across. Like a slider or a cutter there. Is that pitch catches the inside corner for called strike 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Holsworth back after his 5th break of this 2.5 inning contest already. Never seen a kid get up and down so often. Got to go fill a water bottle. Got to go to the bathroom. Got to go get some sunglasses. What's part of the press box gang, man? You got to hang tight. Me and Qualsey staying right here. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Always looking for somebody to take his spot on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. One ball, 2 strikes to Burris. He hits a smash into right field that just eludes Jacob Bryant, and a base hit for Jake Burris. He now has hits in all 3 of the games in this series.
Now batting, number 30, Landon Godsey.
Well, he's got at least an 8-game hitting streak as Godsey smashes that one foul down the third base line. His last offer was against Cumberland JV in Game 2 back on April 4th. He drives that one to deep. I believe that one might be out here. Is that over the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard? Just to the right of it. Over the tree to the left of the, I lost it off the bat. And this game is not tied any longer. Landon Godsey has gotten hot with the home run stick. That is number 6 of the year. And he puts up the Framework Athletics first runs of the game on a 2-run home run. So a home run in Game 1 of the doubleheader. That's home runs by Landon Godsey in the last 3 games. 5. Well, that ball's lined down the third base line by Jace Mizell, the extra base machine. Matano has trouble getting the handle on that one. That'll be a first pitch swinging double for, I think I've got the wrong number in here as to how many home runs Godsey has. See if I can go back and, okay, there's number 4. There's number 5, and he hit number 6 earlier. He now has 7. Home runs for the season. So 3 hits in a row. for the Pioneers. That pitch gets in the dirt. Jake Burris scored ahead of Landon Godsey, who that ball's tapped down the third base line. It'll go foul. Landon Godsey's mother, Suzanne, is here in attendance while Father Paul is watching Nick, his Landon's brother, play, I would assume, in the Indianapolis, Indiana area. One pitch, low and outside to Carter Vrabel. Vrabel had an infield single in the first, but was forced out to end the inning. There's a smash into left field. That should score Mizell. Let's see if Vrabel will head to second, and he will. He will not slide this time. He'll cruise in with a double, back-to-back doubles by the roommates. Pioneers now lead 3-0 and nobody out. Vrabel got a high pitch right there that he could see very well. Drove that one into left field. He's the kind of base runner, even if he's got a banged up knee, he's thinking extra bases right out of the box. Single home run, 2 doubles to lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Pioneers. Luderman looks at a pitch that's 3 baseballs over in the right-handed batter's box. Called strike 1. Caleb Pica, you like that strike zone, don't you, as a pitcher? Luderman starts to go, but that one lands below the knees. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Caleb Pica faced 6 batters yesterday in 2 innings, and he was so stingy he didn't let one of them hit the ball in fair territory. Not one. Off the end of the bat, fouled over to the Pioneers dugout. 6 strikeouts in 6 batters, Caleb Pica. He said that wasn't the first time that's ever happened. A star at John T. Overton High School here in Nashville, Tennessee. Vrabel had the jump, but doesn't need to, as Landon Luderman smokes one into right field for an RBI single. Carter Vrabel will come home to score from second base, the 4th run of the inning. That is 5 straight knocks by Pioneers. Luderman now 1 for 2, brings up Matt Hall, who reached on an error. Pioneers lead 4-0 as Matt Hall backs away from that fastball. Landon Luderman's 7th RBI popped up in right center field. Back goes the second baseman. Benford comes in. He'll make the catch this time. Garrett Bird out in center field. Probably a little bit banged up, and he will make way for Josiah Benford. Not a little guy out there. 6'2", 190 pounds. So the first out of the inning on a fly ball to right field. Matt Hall retired. Braden Vineyard on the first pitch he saw grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. Timeout called. Not sure what happened here. Maybe although Devin Flanagan's pulling his piece of paper out and he's writing a warning ticket to somebody. The state trooper of the game 2. Apparently not a significant enough infraction to warrant a ball to Braden Vineyard as he swings through that pitch. Vineyard looking for his first collegiate home run. Picked up his first collegiate hit this year. Picked up a bunch of hits. He fouls that one into the catcher's glove. Vineyard now with 19 hits, 6 doubles, 12 RBIs. Taps one up the middle, and it's gloved by Bryant, who throws to shortstop to get the out of Landon Luderman at second. He reaches on the fielder's choice. Now 2 outs.
Now batting, number 5, Jacob Messer.
Jacob Messer gets an at-bat with runner on base. He doubled, dumped one into left center field. That was the play that he tries to dump one again down the left field line. This will twist and turn foul. And that Chase Birdwell with the bird hop over the bullpen fence down there to get the no hands. Doesn't use the gate. He won't bird hop back in. He'll use the gate. Pika. Delayed steal. Braden Vineyard will go in standing as the pitch called a ball. The first stolen base of the weekend for the Pioneers is picked up by Braden Vineyard. Not too many people would have guessed that one. He's sneaky that way. 4th stolen base of the year for Vineyard. Has yet to be caught. Popped up. That could be playable. Messer, that ball is now twisting and turning. Hemingway, who came in from shortstop position. So he saw that Michael Bell was turned around. Tough play for a third baseman. Shortstop Hemingway came over, and for his hustle and his effort, he took a ball to the chest. It bounced into the grass, and Jacob Messer will get another chance with a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 2 outs. Pioneers 4 runs in the inning. Foul tip at the plate, and that will catch a piece of Michael Romagno. As home plate umpire will give him a little bit of time to recover from that foul ball. Romagno catching his second game of the series. Jake Burris led off with a single, and Landon Godsey deposited one over the tree out in left center field, just to the left of the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Plenty of folks sitting out there in lawn chairs in left field, having to stay away because balls have been flying over the fence here in this series for Vol State. Landon Godsey has hit 3 of them out. Jason Mizell 2. Carter Vrabel also has 1. There's a ground ball to short. Hemingway backhand and actually to his right and throws on to first base. Godwin able to keep a toe on the bag. And Messer is retired 6-3. Pioneers send 8 batters to the plate. 5 hits, 4 runs. No errors and 1 runner left on base. Pioneers crack open the scoring with a 4 spot in the 3rd. We're heading to the 4th in a 7-inning ball game. Parker White back out for the Pioneers. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us on the Ball State Sports Network. If you're just joining us, the Pioneers have won games 1 and 2 of the series versus Jackson State, 13-3 in yesterday's 9-inning contest that lasted only 6, and 15-5 in game 1 of the doubleheader today that also only lasted 6 innings. Walters State won game 1 over Cleveland State, 16-1. And are currently leading 7-1. Not sure what inning that's in, as they have live stats up. 3, 4, and 5 due up for Jackson State here to face Parker White. Breaking pitch stays high. Bell struck out looking with 2 runners on and nobody out in the first inning. Was not happy about that call from home plate umpire. That ball is lifted down the right field line. Could be playable for Godsey, and he will make a great catch. Stays on his feet and reached out. He started heading toward the fence and then cut left a little bit and started heading straight toward the outfield fence, away from the first base line fence. Is like a wide receiver, and he sticks his glove out and makes the grab for the first out. Nice play by Landon Godsey at first base. Not sure if he played first base in high school. Came here as a catcher. It was number 2 catcher last year. Moved out to first base to get his bat in the lineup a little more, and he has responded. Breaking pitch on the outside corner, lefty on lefty matchup here with Chris Godwin, the first baseman. Line drive, and that will elude Matt Hall's glove and get into right field for a base hit. Second hit of the ball game for Jackson State. I believe that is Chris Godwin's first hit of the series. He is now 1 for 8.
Now batting, number 3, Josiah.
Godwin came in hitting .265. Now Josiah Binford steps to the plate. Swing and a miss. He swung at the first pitch that he saw on his first at-bat. Lined out to center fielder Jacob Burris. Burris playing pretty deep in center field. Of course, the wind is blowing a little bit outside. Not sure where that pitch missed, but called a ball. Probably a little bit low. Binford, 6'2", it says he is, from Rockvale High School in Murfreesboro. I remember he pitched last year a little bit. See if he's pitched this year for Jackson State. He has. He's gotten in 4 games. 3 starts. There's a strike called. 9 innings, 9+ innings, and 8.38 ERA. But playing right field here in game 3. Pioneers trying to get a sweep. 2-2's driven to deep left field. Back goes Messer. He may not have room for this one, and this will hit right in front of the black pickup truck. Is that Mr. Vrabel's pickup truck out there? That he grilled hamburgers and hot dogs for the players between games, and that's a 2-run home run for Josiah Binford to cut the lead in half. That is Binford's second home run. He had 1 home run and 2 RBIs. Now he has 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. Drives in Godwin.
Number 6, Jake Hearn.
Jake Hearn, the pitcher, steps to the plate. He flew out to right field. That was not called a strike. He swings and fouls that one deep into the trees off to the right side. back-to-back hits after Parker White retired 10 batters in a row. Single by Godwin and a home run by Josiah Binford. Our ground ball, Vrabel dives to his left. He comes up and fires to first base to get Jake Hearn. Nice play by Carter Vrabel. Put a star by that one. Second out of the fourth inning. Robert Matano stepping in. He struck out looking in the second inning. Fastball up high. In other TCCAA action, Matano swings through that pitch. Dyersburg State defeated Roane State 5-0 in game one. Swing and a miss. They will play game two. Columbia State and Motlow State are playing doubleheader today, and no scores showing on the TJCCAA.com website as of yet. Some people have live scoring, and there's a swing and a miss. And down goes Matano on strikes. That is the sixth strikeout for Parker White. That was a high fastball that would not have been called a strike, but Jackson State scores 2 runs on 2 hits. The big hit, a 2-run homer by Josiah Binford. No errors, nobody left on base. 4-2, Pioneers lead, looking for some more runs here in the bottom of the fourth. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the order for the Pioneers to face Jake Hearn on for his 4th inning of work. Huddleston, Burris, and Godsey. Huddleston 0 for 1 with a walk in this ball game, and he lifts one high and deep out the left center field over his bird, and this ball is gone. Home run for Ethan Huddleston, with his mama standing right in front of the press box. She gives a raised left arm and says, "Atta boy, son." Ethan Huddleston with his 5th home run of the season. A solo shot to lead off the bottom of the 4th inning to give the Pioneers a 5-2 lead. First pitch swinging, Ethan Huddleston.
Number 14, Jake Burris.
Swings at the first pitch as well. Lifts one out to right field. Binford angles over just as he makes the catch. Hat falls off the head. Got a lot of hair up on top of that head. Tough to fit a hat that'll stay. So 2 pitches 1 run and 1 out. Landon Gotze steps to the plate. He hit his 7th bomb of the year with a runner on his last at bat, and he smokes one in left field. He is hotter than a firecracker. Jace Mizell will step in. Gotze now 2 for 3 in this ball game. Was 2 for 2 in game 1 of the doubleheader, and 3 for 4 in yesterday's game. He swings at the first pitch, fouls that one off to the right side. Will that get out of play? It will, right off of the Green Jays dugout. That's all. Is that all 4 batters have swung at the first pitch? I think that's all 4 batters that swung at the first pitch off of Jake Hearn, who has starts in the last 4 conference series. That's a drive. You can kiss that one goodbye, too. Jace Mizell has just gone big fly into left center field over the tree. Again, is that the Jace Mizell tree? Is that what we're going to call that? Or I guess Gotze hit one over that one as well. I mean, that's a no-doubter. Jace Mizell now with a double and a home run. The Pioneers take a 7-2 lead. I'm going to have to give me some new orange and green pencils. All the hits I color in with green colored pencils, and all the runs are scored with orange colored pencils. I got a lot of color on my paper, and guess what? 5th batter in a row swings at the first pitch. These guys must have dates tonight. They're ready to get game 3 done, and Jace Mizell hits home run number 15. There's a ground ball that'll go foul. Vrabel now down in the count 0-2. So every pitch that Jake Hearn has thrown in this inning has been swung at. 0-2 coming to Vrabel. Long pause, and now the pitch. That's lifted high, but I don't know if he got it enough. Over is Matano, and he makes the catch in fair territory. Carter Vrabel told you all you needed to know. He knew he didn't get all of it. Fly out to left field. Route number 2. So a solo home run by Ethan Huddleston to start the inning off. A fly out, then a single by Landon Gotze, and a 2-run home run by Jace Mizell. 3 runs in. There's another base hit. Landon Luderman getting hot. He's now 2 for 3. Every batter, 2, 4, 6 batters swung at the first pitch. Jake Hearn, I might not throw a strike on the first pitch right here. See if he's going to swing at it. Matt Hall steps up. He's 0 for 2. Looking for his first hit of the ball game. Need Matt Hall and Braden Vineyard, the next 2 batters, to the plate to get hits, and then everybody in the starting lineup will have a knock, and instead he will get hit. And that's, I guess, what you do. Let me get Luderman on at first base, and now let me move him down to second and Matt Hall on to first base. A right-hander loosening in Jackson State bullpen. So Matt Hall didn't get a hit, but he got hit. Braden Vineyard now comes to the plate 0 for 2. 2 outs, runners at first and second. 3 runs in. Six of the 7 runs have scored via the home run. 3 home runs in the ball game. Vineyard looks at a little bender right there for a called strike. Oh, 1 pitch. A little low. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Landon Godsey hit his 6th home run. Mizell hit his 14th home run. Two-one count. I thought somebody else hit one out, but it does not appear. Yesterday's game, it was Mizell, Godsey, and Vrabel. So 3 in game 1, 2 in game 2, and now 3 here in game 3. He has a throwback to second base. Luderman back in time. Alumni Day here for the Jackson State doubleheader. Had Bill Ridings and Randy Darnell on the broadcast in game 1. 2-1 pitch. Ribbon high in the air. This should be playable. In comes Matano, and he will drop the ball. 1 run will score. Here comes run number 2 as Vineyard will reach on the 2-base error. Two runs come in, and head coach Michael Winders out of the bullpen. Those are 2 unearned runs right there, as that ball was in the air long enough. Should have been caught, and Matano came in, got a pretty decent amount of glove on that, but just could not secure it. Matt Hall and Landon Luderman come in to score. Well, the new pitcher, we'll tell you about him as much as we know when we return on the Ball State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called the bullpen for the Green Jays. Number 16, Dylan James, on in relief of Jake Hearn, 5'10", 150-pound freshman from Eads, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. Attended Briarcrest Christian High School. And he will come in with 2 outs and a runner at second base. Braden Vineyard, who just reached on an error by the left fielder on a high pop-up down that left field line. Scored 2 runs. 5 runs have come in for the Pioneers, and Jacob Messer finds himself up at the plate again with 2 outs. It's the 3rd time he's come to the plate with 2 outs on the board. Look at a drive in a run. Braden Vineyard out there at second base. As the softball girls have shown up, there's 4 or 5 of them have shown up. Sydney Harris, Kaylin Conrad, Grace Gregory. Not sure, is that Madeline Ray down there next to Grace? Tapper to the right of first baseman Chris Godwin, and he will race to the bag to retire Jacob Messer. 9 come to the plate in the 4th inning for Vol State. They get 5 runs. Only 3 are earned on 4 hits. There was 1 big error and 1 runner left on base. We're through 4 innings, scheduled for 7. Pioneers looking to end it early. We'll have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Guess we didn't get all the outs up there. Apologize for that. We'll move on to the top of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Relief pitcher Tanner Bumbleow coming on for Parker White. 6'1", 195-pound redshirt freshman from Nashville Overton High School. Transfer from Cleveland State. The son of Darrell Bumbleow from Nashville and Ann Bumbleow in Smyrna. Brother to Tori and Tyler. And he is on for his 3rd appearance of the year. Had a rough outing at Southwest Tennessee in Game 3. Gave it 4 hits, 5 runs in 2 1/3 innings. And he is on for his 2nd appearance in relief. Has 4 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. And his first pitch to Michael Romagno in there for a called strike. Bumbleow was the DH in games 1 and 2. Yanks that one low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Parker White goes 4 innings. Gives up only 3 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. Did not walk a batter. Struck out 6. Give up 1 home run and did hit a batter. Romagno fouls that one off to the right. Big thank you to the alumni, players, and coaches who showed up today for Alumni Day. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Starts to go, called strike anyway, says home plate umpire Devin Flanagan. And 2nd time that Romagno has gone down on strikes. First strikeout for Bumbleow, and Wyatt Hemingway, who also struck out looking in to lead off the 3rd inning, steps to the plate. Bumbleow rearing back, throwing hard right now. He was injured at the beginning part of the year. Did not make his first start until April 4th. A 2-inning affair at Cumberland. Now heading the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs. Struck out 3 batters. That 0-2 pitch sails high. Foul tipped into the mitt. Braden Vineyard hangs on to that one for strike 3. Now 8 strikeouts of Green Jays batters. here in 4 2/3 innings. Garrett Bird steps to the plate. He has not been one of those strikeout victims, although he did strike out his first 2 plate appearances in game 1 of the doubleheader, but he has been a tough young man to retire. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Bumbleau working quickly. Pioneers 9 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Ground ball up the middle. Huddleston will snag that one and throw on to first base for a 1-2-3 inning for Tanner Bumbleau. Pioneers will head to the bottom of the 5th. I think they got a chance to walk it off again with 3 more runs. You're watching Pioneer Baseball on the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back in Gallatin, Tennessee on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. We are finishing up game 3 of the series between Vol State and Jackson State. Pioneers are taking first 2 games in 10-run rule fashion. Walked off both of them. And I believe they have a chance right here if they can put 3 on the board. Then we'll have the top of their order, Ethan Huddleston, Jake Burris, and Laney Gotze. Changes in the outfield for Jackson State. Jared Gurdon and now in left field. And Micah White, a freshman from Arlington, Tennessee. That ball is lifted to shallow left field. On comes Gurdon, and he will make a sliding catch for out number 1. Once again, swinging at the first pitch. This time, not a good result. Ethan Huddleston swung at the first pitch in the 4th and hit his 5th home run of the year. Nice play by Jared Gurdon, who has played right field and pitched already today. Jake Burris steps in, does not swing at that pitch. Called strike. So I got to believe that Gurdon has been inserted into Matano's spot, but might have to wait. Another breaking pitch misses outside. Gurdon could actually have gone into Garrett Bird's spot. I don't know why I've got 2 balls and no strikes up here. 1-1 pitch from Dylan James. Swing and a miss. And a 1-hop back to the pitcher. Dylan James came on in relief of Jake Hearn in the 4th inning. Retired Jacob Messer. Tapper, third baseman Michael Bell cuts off Hemingway at first base, or in front of shortstop, throws over to first, and retires Burris. Nice play by Bell to cut that one off. Hemingway continued to charge that ball. I don't know, Not sure that he knew that Bell was going to be able to get that one, but
Now batting, number 30.
so with 2 outs, Landon Gotze steps to the plate. Fly out, home run, and a single scored twice. He has enjoyed and feasted on Green Jays pitching. He has a home run in each of the 3 games. And he might have just hit his 4th. That ball is well hit. Back goes Gurdon, and it is not out of here. But he does not make the catch. I thought that ball was going to have a chance, but it falls at the fence, and that'll be a double for Landon Gotze. Yeah, this is the second game out of 3 that Gotze has a single double and a home run. He's a triple away from the cycle. Last game he was a double away from that exact same feat. Jace Mizell steps in. Let's see if he swings at that first pitch. He'd better not swing at that one. That's yanked way outside. Gotze having a weekend. Eight hits in 3 games. Even his outs have been productive. Had 2 sacrifice flies in game 2 of the series. Two-0 pitch. Ooh. That ball was up just a little bit. Mizell would have come out of his shoes. Take a hack at that one. Jace Mizell, as I believe, he is the current home run leader in the conference with 15 home runs. And he hit number 15 just an inning ago. Now looking at a 3-0 pitch. Does not take a hack at that 3-0. Right down the can. 3 balls and a strike on deck Carter Vrabel. Mizell 2 for 2. Walked in the first, doubled in the third, and scored. And a 2-run home run in the 4th. It's a high fly ball to center field with 2 outs. That is the new center fielder, Michael White, over to make the catch for out number 3. Pioneers cannot score in the bottom of the 5th. Still lead 9-2 heading to the 6th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Leading off the top of the 6th for Jackson State, Jacob Bryant. Second baseman, the 2-hole hitter, 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch in the first inning. He will face Tanner Bumbelow, who's on for inning number 2. At a 1-2-3 fifth, and the first pitch he delivers to Bryant in there for a called strike. Bumbelow, two-way player, and he gets a check swing, but it is not checked by Bryant. Bumbelow for his third appearance on the mound. They're dealing with an arm injury, and he is not holding back on that arm injury now. He is letting the big dog eat right here. Ground ball to Huddleston. He collects and throws to first base. Landon Godsey with the 6'2" stretch right there for out number one. Huddleston started the year at shortstop, then ended up moving over to second base when Logan Molnar came into the lineup, and for about 20 games he was over at second base, then got injured, and then when he's come back, Logan Molnar is now injured. So Huddleston back at shortstop, Matt Hall at second base. Yet to be seen as how long Logan Molnar will be out. It might be the rest of the year. We're just not sure. He was having an excellent freshman campaign. Michael Bell, who's over 2, now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Struck out looking in the first, popped out to Landon Godsey in foul territory. Nice play by Godsey that got a gold star. 0-2 pitch. Tomahawked to the right. Jacob Messer in left, Jake Burris in center, and Jace Mizell in right, the 3 Jays in the outfield. Breaking pitch. Looked like it might have caught a little bit of Bell's sleeve, but he didn't back away, and the home plate umpire did not indicate that it was a hit batter. So Bell's still in there with a 1-2 count, and there's a ground ball up the middle, and that'll be the first base runner off of Tanner Bumbelow. Third hit of the series, Michael Bell with a hit in each of the 3 games. Fourth hit of the game for Jackson State brings up Chris Godwin. He singled and scored. Scored when Josiah Binford hit his second home run of the season in the 4th inning. Fastball stays high. Time called as Tanner Bumbelow asked for a new baseball. And that will be thrown out of play. 80 degrees here in Middle Tennessee today. Beautiful day. Fouled off into the parking lot to the left into a place that I never park when attending a baseball game here. But every slot's taken up. Devin Thrain, you parked over there?
Oh, yes, sir.
Well, there you go, buddy.
No ball in my car.
1 ball, 1 strike. Looking for a ground ball, looking for a doodat double play as that ball is smothered by Vineyard. Thanks to Craig Sinard of Doodat Communications for their support of Vol State baseball. Beautiful signage here in the press box. I think it's the signature here in the press box right behind us. Foul ball at the plate. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Did the air conditioner go off? Is it flip that thing back up and see if it's still showing, right? 68. Go ahead and bump that down a little bit. I'm getting hot. Sometimes the maintenance crew will turn the air off in here on us because they can do it. They can do it remotely. 80 degrees outside, getting a little warm in here. Swing and a miss. Godwin Wonder if he pulled 6 muscles on that cut. He took a hack and walking back gingerly to the dugout. 3rd strikeout for Bumbelow. 2 outs now in the inning. Josiah Benford steps to the plate. 1 for 2, hit a 2-run home run off of Parker White in the 4th. Those are the only runs given up by White. Fastball that misses out. Benford, a sophomore. Was a 2-way player a year ago for Jackson State. I remember him pitching. I remember he threw the ball hard, but just didn't know where it was going. This year, 9 walks in 9 innings. So apparently that hasn't changed. There's a ground ball to short. Huddleston up with it and over to Gotze at first base for out number 3. So the 1-out single. Stranded on base. 2 ground outs to Huddleston. And a strikeout. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pioneers still need 3 runs to end this ball game via the mercy rule. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Carter Vrabel leading off the bottom of the 6th for Vol State. 2 for 3. Single and a double. Run scored. First time that he's leading off in this ball game. Pioneers batters have been swinging at the first pitch on a regular basis, and that pitch is taken for ball outside. Carter Vrabel's grandparents out in left field, and he'll get his 3rd hit up the middle. Leadoff single. Chuck and Elaine sitting out in lawn chairs out in left field on their way from Florida back up to Akron, Ohio, catching the 3-game series on their way back up. Chuck and Elaine Vrabel listen regularly to the Vol State Sports Network. Landon Luderman steps in. He's 2 for 3. That is the 13th hit of the ball game for Vol State. That pitch sails high and away. Mike Vrabel, Carter's dad, cooked hamburgers and hot dogs out there and in between games. Very nice gesture by the Vrabels to provide meals for the players between games of doubleheaders a lot of times. Luderman now ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. 5'10", 185-pound true freshman from Knoxville Catholic High School. The son of Daniel and Shannon Luderman, brother to Hudson and Easton. Pops that one up. It will get out of play. Everybody's still looking up. Is it caught in the cage? Did it land up in the lights? It never came down. I see Shannon Zettel, the mother of Ethan Huddleston, and they're still looking up into the light fixture there. 2 balls and a strike. Luderman serves one out in the left field, but Jared Gurdon will come in to make the catch. So 1 out. Matt Hall steps in. He is 0 for 3. I'm sorry, 0 for 2, hit by a pitch in his last at bat. Scored after that. Dylan James on the mound for Jackson State. Yanks one outside, ball 1. Hall was 1 for 2 in game 1 of the doubleheader, scored 3 runs. Walked twice. On deck, Braden Vineyard. Vrabel had a big jump over at first base. James did not deliver the pitch to the plate. Carter Vrabel started heading back to first base, but not at breakneck speed, and James throws over to first base. Then Carter hightails it back to the bag. Not going, and his pitch in there for a called strike. Matt Hall and Braden Vineyard, the only 2 in the lineup without hits. Can rectify that right now. Big hole between third and second. That's fouled over the newly remodeled press box. Thanks to MGM Industries and Right Rug Flooring. Dan Zettel with the workmanship, helping put in the new countertop and caulking windows, and my lovely wife Susan Reese with her painting skills. 1 ball, 2 strike, pitch stays high. Still got some work to do, looking for the maintenance folks here to come up with a couple new lights, maybe 4 new lights in here. So they are replacing some. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Down goes Hall. Thought that was going to come across the plate a little bit. It did not. That's the first strikeout of the game by a Pioneer. So now 2 outs, and Vrabel, who reached on the leadoff single, still standing at first base. Vineyard grounded into a double play, reached on a fielder's choice, and reached on an error by the left fielder. Breaking pitch catches the inside corner. Jake Hearn went 3 2/3 innings for Jackson State. Gave up 11 hits, 9 runs. 7 were earned, 2 walks. Did not strike out a batter. Hit 1 and allowed 3 home runs. That ball's in the dirt. Carter Vrabel will move down to second base, where Magno was trying to backhand that one as he turned away. Apparently was not a fan of being clipped with that ball in the dirt. Vineyard now with an opportunity to drive in a 10th run of the game for Vol State. Sees a fastball stay high. 2 balls and a strike. On deck, Jacob Messer. Vol State looking to go 11-10, get over the 500 mark in conference action. See if they can move up a couple rungs in the standings. There's a pitch on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Dylan James. James from Briarcrest Christian High School, Eads, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. Swing and a miss, and James comes back to strike out the last two batters and get another one on a fly out. So the leadoff single does not come around to score. We are heading to the seventh. Pioneers with a 9-2 lead. Looking to, this won't be done in a walk-off fashion, but Pioneers looking to take game 3. We'll be right back as we have a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. Tell you about Landon Tucker when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. Thanks to Summit Concrete and Chuck Akers for his support of Vol State baseball, as he has provided concrete and remodeling of the bullpens in the fall of 2021, and he sponsors our call to the bullpen as Landon Tucker is the third pitcher to stand on the mound here in game number 3. 5'9", 165-pound sophomore from LaGrange, Georgia, the son of Hank and Christy Tucker. And he will face 6, 7, and 8 sidearm delivery to Jake Hearn, now the DH, in there for a called strike. Hearn 0 for 2. Ground ball to Huddleston at second. That is not Huddleston any longer. Huddleston's out of the game. That's Matt Hall, who's moved over to shortstop. Corbin Overbay now at first base. So Corbin Overbay has come in for the top of the 7th. And move to second base. Hall moves to short. First pitch to Jared Gurdon, who came in for Robert Matano in the bottom of the 5th inning. He grounds one to Vrabel, who's got those sunglasses way high on his hat. I thought he had a tiara on the way he started running after that one. Looked like a, I won't say it. But you know what a tiara is, right? Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to call him a princess. Tyler Holsworth called you a princess. Jared Gurdon grounds out 5-3. So a 6-3 and a 5-3, and the Pioneers are 1 out away from securing this sweep. Pitch fouled off by Michael Romagno, who struck out twice. He struck out looking both times. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. So now we know where the 2 defensive replacements have gone. Michael White appears as though will not get an at-bat. He went into the game for Garrett Bird. So that pitch is fouled off in center field. One ball, 2 strikes. Green Jays down to their last strike. Breaking pitch misses outside. Landon Tucker on for his 11th appearance of the year. 9 2/3 innings, and he will move us to a Full Count Ministries. A full count, might as well. He's part of the Full Count Ministries Acts 242 group that meets on Friday mornings. He and Cade McKee, Chase Birdwell, Cade Sanders, and Ethan Huddleston are the 5 that meet, and that's ball 4s. Romagno strolls down with a 2-out walk. Tanner Bumbleau went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, struck out 3 batters, did not allow a run or a walk. Wyatt Hemingway steps in. He'll look at a first pitch strike. He is also 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Tucker giving up 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned. Walked 8, now 9. Sweeping curveball misses outside. 4.66 ERA. Has 8 strikeouts. Now gone 2 balls and a strike to the number 9 hitter, shortstop Wyatt Hemingway. Pioneers with 4 in the 3rd and 5 in the 4th. Lead 9-2. Strike called on that outside corner. At the letters. Again, down to the last strike. Fouled off to the right side. Just what somebody in the Pioneer dugout wants to see is foul ball off to the right side, although I see somebody coming out of the Jackson State bullpen, or out of the dugout, to maybe go get that foul ball. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Landon Tucker gets his 9th strikeout of the year in now 10 innings of work. And this one belongs to the Pioneers. Grace Gregory, that is Madeline Ray, as they stuck around 2 Lady Pioneers. They went 4 for 4. Pioneers take the series 3 games to none and move to 11-10 in conference play, 27-17. Winning pitcher should be Parker White, who will move to 5-3. Jake Hearn will take the loss. He will move to 1-6. Jackson State falls to 2-18 in conference play, and 5-30 as the teams come together. That they will shake hands with each other. Has this happened at the end of every series? I don't remember seeing this happen. Maybe a lot of these guys know each other. I know there's several that do, but honestly, I think that's good to see, especially at the end of a series. Maybe I'm looking down at my book and talking, but I don't remember seeing the teams come together after the end of a series. All right, Tyler Holsworth, he's out of here. Alex Quall's gone, the press box gang, and we will not be back in this press box for a ball game for 2 more weeks. The last home series scheduled for Friday the 28th against Montlow State. Pioneers will go on the road next Friday to Cleveland State for a 3-game series. Then the following Tuesday, scheduled to go to Wabash Valley College for a 9-inning ball game. And then back for the last 3 before conference tournament begins, I believe, on Sunday, May 7th with the 2 play-in games. Pioneers hoping not to be in 7 through 10 this year like they were last year. We're going to have to pick a Rate Rug Flooring player of the game. And it's got to be a hitter again, I guess. We got Landon Gotze, who went home run, single, double. And Jace Mizell, who went double, home run, 2 RBIs. Carter Vrabel with 3 hits, 3 for 4 1 RBI. Ethan Huddleston also hit his 5th home run, went 1 for 3. I hate having to pick these now right rug flooring player of the game. We won't have to go. I guess I'm just going to have to pick somebody. Landon Gotze, you win it again. 3 hits. He had a fantastic. He was clearly the player of the series. Ended up with 8 hits, or is that 9 hits? 3, 6, 8 hits, 3 home runs. Landon Gotze had a fantastic series. Jace Mizell also, 2 for 3. 5 for 6, 6 for 9 with 2 home runs. No, I say he hit 3 home runs. So both he and Gotze with 3 home runs for the series. So a big hitting output for Vol State here against Jackson State as they win 13-3, 15-5, and 9-2. Pitchers did outstanding as well. Parker White, 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs. Tanner Bumbelow, 1 hit, no runs, 3 strikeouts. Landon Tucker with 1 inning of shutout baseball, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So Landon Gotze, you are the right rug flooring player of the game for the 2nd time in the weekend series. We had our alumni weekend here, and the alumni spotlight goes to all the alumni that showed up. If you're still interested and you're in the area and you're listening, I guess you could go over there and see if Bobby Hudson's still there. He'll sign you up to get a brick for one of these Vol State players who are playing in their last season here at Vol State. I didn't even look to see if I had any emails. Randy Kale checked in. Marcia Rice, Brenda Mizell, DeLynn Charla, Jay's Granny Marshall, Jake and DeLynn came to the game. Brenda Mizell are watching from the outfield. That's Jace's grandparents. They got to see some great baseball from their grandson, along with Alan and Marcia still watching from home. I believe that Mr. Rice had a health issue and tough for him to get out. And also thanks to Randy Kale, the father of pitching coach Braden Kale, who checked in via email. And let's see if we can get to a Full Count Ministries verse of the game. We had, this is the one that Cade McKee was looking at, the verse that Ethan Huddleston had one time last year. Romans 8:18, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. So one day of the pain and sorrow and suffering that we have will be no longer. That is Romans 8:18, and is our Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Good win for the Pioneers as they take Game 3 and sweep the series against the Jackson State Green Jays. Move to 11-10, over 500 in the conference. We'll have to wait to see how the other games pan out in the conference today. I believe everybody else was finishing up today, so by tomorrow we should know how the new conference standings look. Hopefully the Pioneers have moved ahead of 8th place, which is where they started in before this series. So as Ethan here says, it's a great day to have a great day, and it was a great day for the Pioneers all the way around. Lots of hitting, really, really good defense, and good pitching as well. So for Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying so long for now. God bless you. We'll talk to you in a week. Good night, everybody.